welcome to another interesting episode of Youth in Service. As you know, my name is Jennifer Obasui. Today we have a very handsome guest in our midst. He's the person of Mr. Benga Ariyo. Thank you for coming.
It's good to be here.
So today we have a very interesting topic which might not be new to many of us, and it is victim blaming. Most of you already know what victim blaming is, and many of us still do not know what victim blaming is. So just stay behind your screen. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back. It's still Jennifer Obasi, and we are still here with Benga Ariyo. So our topic today, as we already said, is victim blaming. So Benga, are you ready for us today?
Yeah, sure, I'm ready for you. I'm here for you.
So our first question is, what is victim blaming? Can you just explain to us in a layman understanding?
Well, victim blaming is common in our society, so it's a phenomenon in which a victim that experience that, ex- that experience an event, as in let's say bad event, so it's being blamed for the occurrence of that event. So that's what I understand by the word.
Victim blaming. So have you
Victim blaming.
ever been blamed as a victim?
Ah, I think fortunately I haven't been blamed as a victim.
Ever, like
Um,
you've not gone through any situation that probably is not your fault, but everybody around you is just blaming, like, why did you do it like this instead of this way?
I can't recall I've gone through any situation like that. That I was blamed for an event that happened to me. No, I haven't. Not that I
Well,
can recall.
since you cannot recall, me, I can recall. Let me gist you about my own.
Okay.
I was walking along the road one day and my bag was snatched from me.
Wow.
So I got home, trust my mom to blame me. Why did you go out that late? Why did you pass through that road? You know that road is not good. So
Okay.
I was feeling so down. I felt like I should have just kept quiet about it and not tell anybody about it. So that was my experience in victim blaming.
Wow.
So
That's
why
very
do you think
unfortunate.
people engage in victim blaming?
Well, our society today, no, we see ourselves as not equal to others. So we see ourselves as um, like we are higher compared to the other individual.
Yeah.
So, and when such an incident happens, so we tend to blame the victim.
Yes.
So, so I think that's why.
Do you also think that probably racial or gender is also a factor that make us blame people?
Yeah,
make us blame the victim. Sorry.
yeah. Most of the time, yeah, yeah, Rachel, that causes a lot.
So I
That
also feel
causes.
like sometimes we are just being biased. Like when something happens to a girl, the old guys in that place will be blaming the girl. Or when something happens to a guy, the old girls in that place will be blaming the guy. So I also feel like sometimes we are also being biased, and we are also trying to make the give the victims like ask, making them feel like why don't they have an insight before
Mm,
that incident,
yeah,
like you are
yeah,
supposed to know that
of
you are not
course.
supposed to pass that road at that time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's it for that.
Yeah.
um Still stay with us, we'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back. It's still your favorite host, Jennifer Obasi, and we are still here with our guest talking about victim blaming. If you missed any of the parts, please go back to our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook to get more of this information. So, back to you, Mr. Benga. Do you think that victim blaming has marginalized victims and made it hard for them to speak up?
Okay. So it has okay. It has marginalized. So in a way that, for example, let's say, like you said, you stated an example earlier that your
Yeah,
bag was
snatched
snatched.
from me. Yeah.
So and you were blamed that why do you take the route as in working by that time. So then all this that it occurs mostly when a victim goes through such
Circumstances.
circumstance. So they tend to get blamed. So they themselves also they may have blamed
Other
others that
people,
have
yeah.
befallen such experiences. So they too they won't want to speak up. So they won't want to speak out so that they won't get blamed also. So by doing that, so they will kind of eat themselves away from the society, as in to share their
Their
burden
burden.
with them in
Yeah.
order to free their mind. So I hope I answered that.
Yeah. So we know victim blaming is common, like is common everywhere. It's common among the men, the women. But I want to ask you now, okay, why do you think victim blaming is common among the youth?
So it's common among the youth. So as I've said, lack of experience. So the way we handle situations, so it's different from the way a person that has much experience about an event we handle it. So that's why it's common
Amongst
among
the
youth.
youth?
So as I said, the way we feel others are inferior to us.
Yes.
So we blame them easily. That why would they go to through such event that let them feel as if they are full, kind of. So and you know, all youth we like to such events or want to spread it around,
Yes, you
let
want to
other people know
spread the
that
fake
such
news.
person is
Yeah.
going through such stuff. So it's so much common among our youth.
So thank you very much. So how do you think that we can prevent victim blaming?
So victim blaming can be prevent in such a way that people should be encouraged to speak, to speak out their minds, to share their experience, what they've been through. So they should not be judged on
Yeah.
what has befallen them, because it's not everybody's fault to go through such misfortune. So when people are enlightened, not to blame anybody that go through any misfortune, so people will start talking out, and others will be able to learn from their mistake. They will be able to avoid such mistakes that leads to the occurrence of that event.
All right. And also, whenever we see someone engaging in victim blaming, we should also learn to confront them
Yeah,
as soon as
of course,
possible.
that's a good point.
So the next question is, why should we stop victim blaming? It's a kind of tricky question. It seems almost like the first question, but it's actually not. So why should we stop victim blaming?
Well, it seems like ushers. The first question ushers this.
Yes.
So okay, we have to stop it because we've seen the effect it has on people. So what people have gone through, as in the decision they've made
Yeah.
concerning the this issue befalling them, they never
Yes.
planned it. So some they won't speak out. So in that case, they may drastically um, make decisions that doesn't how should I put this?
They're not right.
That are not right for
Yes.
them. So we have to stop this. We have to quench the fire. That it shouldn't spread. So we should try and encourage people. They should have the confidence to speak out, such in the way that anybody that find themselves in such situation
Situation.
won't have to go through the traumas.
All
So
right.
that's what I'm
Thank
saying.
you very much. I hope you guys at home are learning from this our topic today, victim blaming. Stay glued to your screen. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. It's still your host Jennifer Obasi. I'm still have here with us Mr. Benga. So over to the next topic. Let's just give this a little twist. What do you understand by someone playing the victim? We'll be talking about victim blaming. So now, what do you understand by someone playing the victim?
Well, a person playing the victim is not the person is not actually the victim, but he's playing to be the victim. Okay, that's a kind of deceit. So as in that person is deceiving, as in people, making them believe that he or she is going through
Some stuff.
some stuff, whereas he or she isn't going through. So well, that may also be linked to the issue of speaking out and being blamed. So they may try to hide, as in the they must try to hide their feelings, as in to express themselves as a victim. So they may be by trying to how should I put this, by trying to avoid being the victim. So they are kind of putting on a flashy shell, as in they don't want to show their flaws. So I think, based on my understanding, so I think they don't want to show their flaws. That's why they are playing the victim, so that they don't get blamed at the end of the day. Or you can see it in another situation. So let's say, for example, it's common to society, female being raped.
Yeah.
So most of the females sometimes they are not actually raped. So they may force themselves on guys. So I actually experienced an issue like that. So it's like the lady visited him, like it was midnight, so the lady couldn't go and get to her place, so she had to go to the guy's place. So on getting there, normal the guy entertained her, and so for her just to pass the night. So the lady actually didn't make a move on him. So normal the guy accepted. So the following day, so the guy played as if nothing happened, but the lady was kind of blamed the guy that why that he made an advantage
Yes.
of her, that why would she do such because of her circumstance, kind
Yes.
of. So the issue escalated. They have to go to report this issue to the authorities. So the guy was fine. They actually say he raped the lady, whereas it was the lady that offered herself to him. So she played the victim there.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much. That was a very, very, very elaborate explanation. So, how do you handle people that play the victim all the time? Like, how will I explain this now? You are having an argument with the person, and the next thing the person is like, why will you do this to me? It's because I told you about this. Like, they are always trying to play the victim, and like any given opportunity they have, they always want to play the victim. How do you handle those kind of people?
Okay. So for someone to to keep um, being the victim, as in playing
The
to be
victim.
the victim, so that means that person has been. That's not the first time the person has done such. So they should be called out. They should be reported. So people that know that they are playing the victim, so they should let people know that actually such misfortune never befell them. That's how they do, just like a scammer.
Yeah.
So they are just trying to gain people's attention, so towards them. So they should be called out. That's
Actually, playing the victim can do so many things to the victim actually, because there was a certain time there was one news going around the internet that they said a guy raped a certain young girl. The girl was playing the victim. She was obviously lying, and at the end of the day, the guy took his own life, leaving a note behind. So, which if you are playing the victim, please stop playing the victim. And if you are engaging in victim blaming, as you have listened to us today, know that is a very wrong
just
thing to
talking
do.
about
So you have
that.
to try and always um, give them a listening ear. Don't just go straight to the point and start blaming, why did you do
Don't
this or do
crucify.
that at all. Just first of all give them a listening ear, so that next time they will always come to you to talk. So back to you, Mr. Benga.
Yeah.
How do you deal with someone who always think they are right, like they never go wrong, they are always right? How do you deal with those kind of people?
Well, being right always. It's a safe zone for some people. So, and such people, it's like they don't want to open their mind to new ideas. They don't want
Yeah.
to learn, as in refusing to learn. So, I think such people should be left. Let them realize, should I call it a mistake or
Learning the hard way.
so? Let them learn the hard way. Yeah. So just let them be. Let them learn the hard way. So don't force yourself.
All right. Thank you very much. That was the last question. And before you go, we have this riddle we normally ask our guests. Hope you are ready for our riddle.
Radio. Okay. Let's go.
So it says that how can a boy go 25 days without sleeping? You are a boy. How can you go 25 days without sleeping?
It's a general question. It's not. Can be any answer, right?
Is a
Or
riddle. Just give me an
25
answer.
days without sleeping.
Yes.
Wow. That's a tricky question. Well, I think. Well, that is not possible. How will you go 25 days without sleeping?
It's possible now. You can
I'm not
actually go
sh-
25 days without sleeping.
I'm not sure that's possible. Well, to go 25 days without sleeping, well, let me use myself as an example. I'm a night person, so I like staying up at night. So what keeps me up at night is internet. I love gaming. So let's say I find myself with a stable internet and a very powerful phone. Well, why not?
You can go 25 days without sleeping.
I mean, and there's food. So, well, I'm not sure that's real. So I
Okay.
will go 25 days
Let me
without
give you the
sleeping.
answer. You can only go 25 days without sleeping because you are sleeping at night.
Okay. Wow.
I told it was a very tricky
Well,
question.
actually, no. We take a day to be both morning and night. So that's the whole
That's
24
why it's a
hours.
riddle.
So,
Thank
you
you
got me
very
there.
much for
Okay.
coming. Thank
That's-
you. Thank you for staying with us today on Youth in Service. I remain your very, very beautiful host, Jennifer Obasi. And I am Mr. Benga telling you goodbye. Till we see you next week. Remain blessed. Bye.
Bye.